So we're no strangers to blended philosophies. you know the rules, and so do I.
This has no banana in it.
That's the next no banana in it. That's
no mango.
well, only one we find out.
I said no mango.
You didn't say no mango. You said
I
no
said
banana.
no mango.
You didn't say no mango.
I said no mango.
You didn't, but there's no banana in it. I can tell you that.
There's no. Is there mango?
I don't know. I guess you have to find out. Or more the fact that I do know, but
Yes or no? Just tell me.
can you taste any mango in there? I'll tell you if you get it right. How about that?
You'll tell me if
So
I
you-
get it right.
Yeah.
So if I say that it does, and I'm correct, you will say yes.
Yeah.
If it does and I say no, if it doesn't and I say no, if it does and I say no, then you'll say,
What?
huh?
No. If you can guess what's inside there correctly, I'll tell you. I'll be like, yes, that's true. If not, I'm gonna be like, oh no. And, you know, it's
Water?
no. There's no fucking water.
You think
in
there's
there.
no water in here? There's water
Potentially there's water,
so
but I didn't put water in it. if
yeah,
that's
there's
what
still
you mean.
water in there.
Well,
so now
possibly.
tell me,
No,
tell me
fuck
if
off.
there's mango in there.
Can you taste mango? Because I'm not going to tell you what's in it before you have some.
It's goopy. This is pancake batter.
It is! Oh! Straight out of the gate.
And it doesn't have mango in it.
It doesn't have mango in it.
Okay,
There's no
good.
mango in pancake batter. But no, you can't drink anything else until you finish that cup. So that's...
How long ago did you make this?
Oh, like 2 minutes. Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
so it's not like... This is raw eggs in it.
Technically, no.
Oh, you just got the thing in the bottle and put the water in.
No, because then there'll be water in it.
Did you crack an egg into this?
Technically, no. First of all, there's less than 2 eggs, so technically this is the 1 egg. Secondly, I didn't crack an egg into that. I cracked an egg into a separate cup and then poured the egg into the blender. In
Okay.
theory, you have part of an egg in there. Possibly you have the entire egg or no egg at all.
Yeah, you see, this is what I was expecting on the first time, something nasty like, no one drinks pancake batter. I don't think you're meant to eat raw eggs.
People do it all the time. Not in like Indonesia and stuff, because it's like salmonella. But
So these eggs don't have salmonella. Isn't that chicken,
Yeah, I checked.
like that's plain chicken? What do you mean you checked? Yeah, look on the back, oh, salmonella.
no. They're healthy eggs, and the likelihood of getting salmonella from a raw egg is pretty slim.
Like what?
I don't know the statistics,
What
but I know
what
that
do you-
it's
what
slim.
do you-
And but I also know.
Slim like 2%, 3%?
Oh. Like 2%.
2%.
At most, you fucking. Just let me finish my sentence.
Yeah.
2% at most. But I know that you're less likely to get salmonella from a raw egg in Australia than you are in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a pan?
Oh yeah. Do you want to cook it?
Yeah, I think I'll cook it and drink it through cooking it. Is that allowed?
Oh, my brain. There's.
I'm going to put it in a real hot cup for a bit and then I'm going to drink it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I want to cook it.
Oh, You've had some already, right? So
Well, I did put a little bit on my tongue.
why are you talking yourself out of this? Then no, you can't do it. You fucking idiot.
I haven't then.
Have some more, and then
So you're saying you won't let me cook this, Dave?
Just drink some, and then I'll be like, oh, you've drunk some, and so from now on, like the rest of it, you can process however you like.
Okay. Can I cook it now?
If you want to cook it, yeah, sure.
Nice. Pancake time.
But you're not allowed to drink anything else. So you're not allowed water to wash it down.
Yeah, I'll eat it
Put
and
the
then I'll
side.
have something.
Okay.
Right? Because it'll have been gone.
Yeah. I'll just move.
Quite impressed with myself. It's not burnt.
Look, that's just gonna have to do. Stop fucking moving. It's so slow. So viscous. I got like.
Real special.
I got. Thanks, man. I appreciate being unique. I got like maybe a centimetre cubed in that drink.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while.
So what are we blending tonight, Dave?
Alright, let's nail, mud sharks, obviously, let's nail down this question.
Is there anything wrong with having a interracial relationship that's romantic and is procreative?
Cool. Good job.
That wasn't quite exactly what I said before, but it was, close.
Alright, well, I don't know a lot of research on mud sharks. But you broaden it to romance and other races. I don't
You got a lot of info on that, Dave? Some first-hand experience?
Not firsthand. I went to the library.
Yeah. And read some romance novels?
No.
Oh.
Fucking idiot.
So you went to the
I
library?
read some non-fiction textbooks and went on the internet for a bit. But I didn't research anything about Asians or, I don't know, the other races. So, like, paint me ignorant, but that's all I know. I'm pretty sure America is probably a race too, but... No, because they're not, presumably they're not Indians.
Oh, native Indians.
The people that lived in America before the English...
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Not like Americans, you know, like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm guessing because there's another continent, I'm assuming there would be another race, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know about mud sharks until you mentioned it. But no, you make your case and I'll explain why you're wrong.
Alright. So, the main point is that if there are differences between racial groups that are beyond just skin colour, so neurological, behavioural, physiological, those differences exist, then and they can result in a negative result in your offspring, you should consider whether or not you're willing to take on those potential risks.
That doesn't factor in at all, because if you're saying there's negative aspects of a particular race, then whether they enter in a relationship with someone outside of the race or inside of the race doesn't matter, because they already carry those genes.
Dave, okay. So you're going to choose between two people to marry. What? They both have the exact same personality.
Oh, cool.
In this hypothetical situation, one of them is really ugly.
Oh,
The other
yeah.
is really beautiful.
No,
Which
they are.
which one do you think is more likely when you have kids to produce offspring that are considered attractive?
The beautiful one.
Okay.
Obviously, are you getting
So
point made?
Your
I don't know
point-
where you're going with this, but yeah.
you were basically saying like, oh, if they go and now the ugly one has a kid with someone else. You're saying, what does it? What does it? What you said before makes no sense.
So no.
And I'll try to give you an example. You were saying basically, if someone that has like a negative trait that's heritable reproduces with you, it's basically the same as if they reproduce with someone else.
No,
If
I'm
they're
saying
kids.
it doesn't matter if they reproduce within their race or with someone from a different race, because they have the genes of that race.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes, but
Cool.
in this situation, the two people you're talking about are of different race, because that's the topic of the discussion. So it's not like that would just be like going.
Yeah,
Or if you get someone that's more intelligent,
So you-
are your kids likely to be more intelligent?
So you
Yes.
agree with my point, the point that my counterpoint that I made, and then we're talking about a new thing here, where it doesn't really matter if it's new or not. But so are you presenting me with the same scenario, but the women are different races, or are we just moving on with our discussion? I didn't mean to like, come on, just like.
So what you were saying
Yeah.
is that there can be negative or positive traits that are heritable from people within your own race.
Yeah.
And so therefore, because you would need to consider it anyway within your own race, you shouldn't need to, it's of equal consideration with someone of a different race.
Yes.
Now, that would be...
Oh. It's just rich, you know.
That would be true if the differences were of the same magnitude on average between the pool of people that are within your race and those without.
Are you suggesting different races have different magnitudes?
Well, they have different characteristics.
Yeah. Go on. Where does magnitudes come into it? Come on.
Magnitudes?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, no, what do you mean by magnitudes?
What did I say exactly?
I don't know, let's rewind. You said that...
Oh, the traits are different magnitudes.
Yeah, different magnitudes. You're arguing the points of dominant genes versus recessive genes.
Not necessarily.
Well, okay, then what are you arguing then?
Like height, right? Some races are shorter than others.
Yeah, go on.
So that's a magnitude of a characteristic like height.
It's not a magnitude of characteristic. Magnitude is referring to the quantity, right?
Well, technically it would, for magnitude would just be that there's a height difference. Whether they're taller or shorter would be beyond magnitude, it would be like a vector. Because it has direction as well. Higher than you or below you.
Thanks.
So perhaps I should have said they differ in like a vector. It's not as, what is it, scale, you've got scalar, which is quantity without direction, then the vector which has magnitude and direction.
Right.
Uh,
I don't get your point. Because so you're saying some races are taller than others?
yeah.
Right.
Well, Yeah, on average, people of certain races have different heights.
Sure.
The average height is different. Average intelligence is different. Behavioural traits, like people talk differently.
Mm.
Like African Americans, they talk different to white Americans.
You've gotta stick with the same linguistic boundaries.
What?
If you're gonna say African Americans, say European Americans. If you're gonna say white Americans, say Black Americans. So presumably you should say European instead of Black, but if we're arguing race. But you jump from one to the other is my point.
Okay. So, European Americans talk differently than Black Americans.
You did the same thing. You went from the continent to the colour.
Okay.
Just say European and African, or Caucasian and Negro.
Okay, yeah, okay. Alright, I'll
Just
get this one
stick to
right.
one thing.
You're right, Dave, you're right. I should have mixed them up, Dave. European Americans talk differently to African Americans.
I follow.
So, and yeah, they live in the same country.
Yeah. It could be an ethnical thing. Or it could be some sort of something to do with the diaphragm. I don't know how voice works, but I'm saying it could be cultural, it could be physical.
Yeah. And see, the point you made about, well, there are differences between people within your own race, so what does it matter if there's, differences between you and people of the other race?
My point was that if there's negative traits in your own race, then it doesn't matter if you breed with someone if your own race or a different race. I wasn't talking about differences, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's an interesting point. Because, like, say you dated a criminal, then they've got some criminal elements going on there, and
I
that's
think pretty cool. That would make my life exciting.
Your life's not exciting.
Well, no, not that it's not exciting. But I don't know. I see it like a lot in like pop culture, and you're like, oh, you go down different roads. In real life, it doesn't really seem all that exciting. I mean, I've met a criminal before, and he was just normal. It's a bit dull, to be honest.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't work out the same as it does in that TV show, isn't it? Sorry, if I was dating a criminal, go on.
Well, then their predisposition to commit crimes might be heritable.
Yes.
And that's like a negative thing.
So you can...
Possibly.
Yes. If we assume that adhering to the law works towards a sustainable society and sustainability is a good thing, then yes. Committing crimes is a bad thing. Yeah, I was going to say something, but I'm like, oh no, you shouldn't back up what he says because you're against him. Yeah.
So,
ooh,
so
it's a map. Can I show the map to the camera real quick?
In a second.
Oh, okay.
So, basically, if we subscribe to that, your logic, and you took the top 10% in terms of attractiveness, intelligence, behavior from a particular population.
That's okay. I was
Where
gonna
they-
say that's 700 million people, but okay, from a particular
racial population.
racial population. Okay.
But on average, that racial population had lower scores in those areas than your own race.
What are the areas again? I'm sorry, I forgot.
So intelligence, attractiveness, and behaviour. Behaviour would consider good behaviour.
Mm.
Well, then there's a question of there's this idea of regression to the mean. So, yeah,
Explain.
if your parents are tall
Uh-huh.
and
Oh.
their kids aren't going to
I
be
know what
as
you're
tall
talking
as
about.
them.
Sorry, I'm just really excited because I researched this stuff on plants, and it's actually relevant. I'm
Yeah.
proud of myself.
So why
sorry,
don't you
go
tell us
on.
more about?
I don't know anything else.
Oh.
There was a study done on plants that's like had like some like tall plants and short plants, and then when he did the soiling himself, the plants they always ended up short. But then like if he left them like the short ones by themselves, eventually they grew tall, but never as tall as the original tall ones. That's the research I did. That's probably not scientific terms, but
Yeah. So, the point there being, on a small scale, it doesn't really affect the overall. If they came into the country and then you married, had kids, if that was at a small scale, it wouldn't change the overall character of the population of the country that they're in now, that your kids in, right?
Yep. Okay.
Because they could be very intelligent. So while you're, but then you have that sort of regression thing going on. But because they can still be within the normal range.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm following.
But
Yep.
if you scaled that up,
Oh.
right? And then so on the first generation, 50% of people had mixed race. Then that next generation intermarried. So they're married. So then
I'm just counting generations here. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay.
So more the percentage of genetic material in the population that comes from the other race is increasing each generation.
Yeah. Right. What? No, explain that, because you only started with 50%, which is a significant amount, but then the next generation would be mixed race. That's where you lost me. No, because I understood that. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't follow the rest of it.
I guess so if you're 50% something, right?
Yeah.
It's on 50% something else. And you get together and you get 50, 50, 25, 25, and you add them, so that it's still 50, but it's like spreading out over the population.
Is your point 50% of the population is greater than just the one person, and that would make a more significant difference?
Yeah, it spreads through the population.
Right.
But so yeah, it's not like they go backwards to become.
I thought you were trying to make a larger point there, but no, I understood that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like easy to think of if you're looking at like skin tone. You have like 50% of the skin tone, and then it distributes out in the population, but you don't start getting darker, just because you don't get as dark as the original.
Right.
No,
Okay. Yeah. When you get as dark as the
initial.
original. Yeah.
Yeah. And so say you're looking at
that is under the assumption that things that happens with plants happen with animals too.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, I'm not a geneticist, but
Right.
yeah, I've heard that regression to the mean happens in humans as well.
Okay. Where do you know from?
Where did I hear that from?
Yeah.
Just various people.
Can you name one of them, or like one of the sources,
Yeah,
like the radio
sure.
or the TV? Like,
Yeah,
fucking-
sure. Stefan Molyneux, and then
Okay.
this guy called the Jolly Heretic.
Great.
Twitter.
Okay.
This the they say.
Yeah, but now I actually have names to put them to.
Yeah.
They. It's not just a collective of strangers that I'll never meet.
But you see, I guess this is an interesting point because
Or,
if it, then the question is, oh yeah, is that?
it's just an event reminder.
Oh. It's set for way after the event starts.
Oh no, that's reminding me that there's pizza coming.
Oh. Well, we haven't even got anywhere through this. You know,
We got 15 minutes.
we got hours of stuff to go through here, Dave.
Shit. It's okay, it's just the two of us, so for the one-on-one thing, I can amend that. Finish the conversation when the pizza runs out.
Yeah. You see, I get what I was going to say was, if you are looking at it in terms of the effects overall of a population of people adopt and continue to have interracial relationships, I guess there's two things that come up. After a couple of generations, the idea of everyone, lots of people will be mixed race. You know, 25% something else, that essentially it'll be very hard to find someone that's just of a particular race to a very significant extent, you know? And so after a few generations, everyone...
Interesting fact, Conan O'Brien is one of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting point there. Because then but it's also a question, if you're looking at it from that perspective, it's a question of planning and, you know, what happens to your sort of population. Kind of like if you have a if you subsidize people to have kids on welfare, so then you're taking money away from richer people to pay poorer people to have kids, but essentially.
Yes, you're encouraging them to breed, which is...
And...
oh no, because they don't get it beforehand.
No, but
they just get it when they're in trouble, and they're like, oh shit, I got another mouth to feed. It's not made as an incentive. And I don't think anyone's incentivized to it.
No, but it allows them to, like, they can go, oh, if we have another kid, we'll be able to afford that because, you know, we'll get this money because we're below a certain income.
Right, yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, necessarily.
Right.
But what it can result in is the population becoming less intelligent because the more intelligent people are having less kids, while the less intelligent people are having more kids, potentially. I've sort of heard that well, if you look at IQ scores recently, they've been going down.
Okay.
So maybe there's a factor there, and you know, a lot of intelligent people are like, oh, I'll have like one kid or no kids. I don't want kids. So that there's that element playing into it.
Was it think I know the answer to this, but I'm the opposing team here, so I have to ask, what is the relation between intelligence and IQ?
So your IQ score
Mm-hmm.
should predict you being intelligent,
Right.
stronger. So that it's not
I
perfectly
actually
one
have-
to one.
Well, so this is just ignore that. Oh, it just talks about being mentally retarded. It doesn't.
What's that?
So I have different. Oh, that'd be the pizza. So there's nothing in here about
Retarded.
what?
Dave, is this Hawaiian?
Yes.
Talk about retarded.
Technically, it's not Hawaiian. It's ham and pineapple. What the fuck is wrong?
Even pineapple off.
Talking about retarded. I count the boxes.
2.
Do I have 2 Hawaiian pizzas here?
I don't know.
Only one way to find out. Okay. So there's nothing in here about intelligence or being super smart. But
But
I
tell us
do.
about how to be super smart, Dave. What it's like to be super smart.
Well, for one, I have pineapple on my pizza and I don't take it off. But I just got different stages of mental retardation.
Okay, well, get to inform us.
Okay, so according to the book I read, hang on.
Not being able to read.
So less than 20 IQ is considered you're considered profound mentally retarded.
Speak up.
So that's profound. Under 20 IQ is profound mental retardation. Now this is where it gets me because it's like I'm triggered here. It says 20 to 35. So 20 to 35 is severe mental retardation. 35. Well, just so that people know what's going on.
You gonna say something?
Is it gonna beep or like light at me? Come on,
Oh,
like,
it's-
most cameras.
It's got the little circle.
Yeah, but it doesn't indicate that. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, we've been talking for so long, and no one's finished the pizza. That my camera's gone out of battery, so we're gonna use the inbuilt camera on Henry's phone. Hopefully, it'll be adequate. If something drastically terrible goes wrong, I'll just put the summary in the description. This is more about solving the world's problems. So, if I can record it, I will.
Need this because I'm going to
But
use
we're
this.
going to discuss it either way. Oh, no, this is my special. This is my backup drive. All of the things I save on here.
No, I can use your wallet. I think. No, your wallet's too light, Dave.
I have out this FM radio.
Yeah.
It's also AM, don't worry, guys. We've got the facts and the entertainment here. Oh, I just realised I haven't been wearing my hat this whole time. I'm inside, so there's I need a hat.
I'm trying to figure out how to make this work. This will work, I think. That's one bad thing. That one good thing about the camera is you'll want it has some thickness. Okay, sit down. Alright, I can see you.
Oh, how long is your battery life?
I think it'll last quite a while.
That's what I'm just saying. You know, if record for the next like 15 minutes. I'm not 15 minutes, but.
Idea how to read that, Dave?
Could you fucking not? Yes, I have some intelligence, thank you.
Alright, do you have any ideas that you think are correct about how to read the scatter?
Guess we'll fucking find out. Unless you don't know how to read them, then it's not a good test, is it? Why am I reading this? I don't even know what it's about. Why did you give me this?
Well, you kind of looked interested in looking at the
Oh
picture.
no, I was disinterested because
Picture.
scattergraphs are ugly and they often lead to nothing.
Yeah, because you don't know how to read them.
No,
Alright, let me
they're
have a
often
go.
inconclusive, but let's.
So you got disgust on one axis that
Uh-huh.
goes from 0 to 100. 100.
Yeah, 100.
100.
100. No, there's no one shit in this. If you gotta simplify it,
0 to 100.
Is it 100?
Keep it going.
I'll translate. You do the scientific stuff and I'll be the layman translator.
Yeah. So that's on one axis, the vertical one.
Up and down.
Then we have acceptance on the scale of -5 to 5. Remember that just before we were talking about their responses, where they were asked, where was it? They gave their answers on a scale from -5 to 5.
So they get answers on.
Here it is. Participants rated acceptance of romantic relationships between a black man and white woman, white man, black woman, on a scale of not at all acceptable, -5, to completely acceptable, 5.
Says, now fuck that shit. To hell yeah.
So we have acceptance starting at -5, which is no. A big fat
No, fuck
no.
that shit.
To 5, meaning
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. And then we have the disgust going upwards. And you plot the trend line.
I don't know how to translate plot the trend line. Sorry. Do go on.
And what you see is disgust declining with acceptance.
So the less disgusted you are, the less accepting you are.
Yeah. And
True,
they
yeah.
measured the disgust. That's an important thing. Study 2, insular activation. To do this, we track neural activities using event-related potentials, ERPs, while participants viewed a series of images of same-race and interracial couples. They said brain source activation is most commonly investigated with fMRI, the thing I was talking about, due to its excellent spatial resolution. However, ERP is actually a more direct measure of neural activity, and high-density ERP can be used to identify activation of neural sources, showing considerable convergence with fMRI findings. So they just put the electrode images on the brain, on the head.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. I didn't
Like
even
little cap
translate that
thing.
one.
So the scatter plots, both are between white men and black women and black men and white women show disgust decreasing with acceptance.
So basically what you're saying there is the written survey correlated with So measuring the neurons and that.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, dude.
Cool.
Alright.
So what you see is what you get.
So I'm looking at the results section now. Results and discussion. Phew, they've got a lot of stuff going on here.
It's a little presumptuous, isn't it?
Numbers.
Results and discussion. We're going to discuss this?
Here we go. Insular activation did not significantly differ for same-race white relative to same-race black couples, or black men with white women relative to white men with black women. So,
Okay.
you know, if white people looking at white couples, they have the same level of disgust as black people looking at black couples, which is to say low.
Right.
And looking at a black man with a white woman, people found as disgusting as a black man with a white woman.
Right.
If anything, we've got this little one here that says your kids are at increased risk of, negative. What's the exact phrase they use? Risk variables. You increased their risk variables, and that's a negative thing, and so therefore the vote's finished.
Huh?
Because if you had said if you're a yes or a no, we're sitting here waiting, and how will we know whether the vote's finished?
When the vote finishes. That's when you know.
Yeah, but how do you know?
Because the vote. What?
Is there a time limit?
How do I know when the drink is empty? Because there's no more drink in the cup.
Yeah, but how do I know if I don't know whether you'll be raising your hand or not? And so then, how do I know when the vote ends?
I'll walk you through it, buddy. One step at a time.
I could be you could just be raising your hand really slowly, so I'll just wait here forever waiting for you to raise your hand to say yes.
Alright, you were here last time. You know how this works. Nobody raises their hand.
Or we go around saying yes or no.
Yes.
And it starts with me.
Or no. I want to see if I can remember this. Is there anything wrong with interrelational relationships that are romantic and end in procreation?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. 2 for 2, 100% say yes. According to Pizza Stream, there is one thing wrong with interracial couples.
You changed the question.
Did I?
You said there's one thing. That
No,
wasn't the question.
that was my answer, not the question, you retard.
Well, this is the answer to the question, not a new question.
Yes, I know.
And the answer is yes, I know, right?
What? What do you think I was going on about?
Hey, you finish.
Well, I'm going to start again because I have to have this is the official. According to Pizza String, there is something wrong with interracial couples having romantic relationships that end in procreation. That is wordy, man. That is. Next topic is shells. We'll be asking questions. The questions? There's only one question here. One at a time. That's how we do it.
Yes or no? Is that 2 questions? Yes question mark? Or no question mark?
Snails sentient. Use your phone so you can go, I don't know. Oh shit, let's get this show on.